Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Debbie Pixton with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing Jonathan Boyd, Financial Solutions Center Manager at First Commonwealth Bank in Butler. Thank you so much for joining us, John.
Thank you for having me.
John, so tell me about First Commonwealth Bank and your role there. What do you do as a Financial Solutions Center Manager?
So First Commonwealth, we're a bank that's headquartered in Indiana, Pennsylvania. We have upwards of 120 branches, so we're not really a small bank anymore, but we still call ourselves a small community bank. We have the small community bank feel. My role is the Financial Solutions Center Manager. I guess the easiest way to break it down is it's a big name for a bank manager. What I do really breaks down into three parts. First part would be working with my team, my employees, whether it be scheduling, training, just kind of day-to-day responsibilities here in the branch. The second part of my job would be consumer lending and deposits. So just your everyday people that have bank accounts, that have questions about their bank accounts or questions about loans that they want to do and purchasing houses and how to leverage their collateral, so how to leverage the houses that they have. And the last part is I'm also partly business banker. So I deal with a lot of people that are business owners, and whether it be someone who's looking to start a new business or someone who's been in business for a very long time, managing their deposits and their relationship and their loans and kind of their needs to run their business from a financial aspect. So it kind of really all encompasses everything that a banker could do.
So what are some skills that make you particularly good at being a banker or in finance?
So a couple things. I think one of the most important things, something that I'm really good at, is I am a go-getter. It's very rare that you'll find me just sitting in my office. I mean, they gave me a really nice office. They could have given me a box because I'm not going to be here very often. I like to be out in the community. If we're a community bank and my job is to bring in new business, I can't really do that sitting in my office. So just an internal drive to kind of go out and meet new people and make new relationships and help people and have hard conversations about, hey, where do you want to be at and how do we get there? So I think communication skills are very important in this role. Obviously, like I said, drive to be better, drive to get better every day. Math is pretty important. I mean, you work with numbers a lot. A lot of my job comes down to looking at tax returns for people to see if a deal for a loan is going to be something that can work for them within the amount of money that they have coming in every year. So kind of being able to work with numbers and understand numbers. You don't necessarily have to be great with numbers. I'm definitely not the greatest numbers guy. But just having a general understanding of numbers and kind of how they work.
So John, what has surprised you about being in finance, either during your time while you were at the insurance agency or now that you're in banking?
I think what I've always been surprised by is how much impact you can have on people. Even so, day one as a banker, when I was just an insurance agent before I got to be a general agent, how much people value your opinion, how much people listen to what you have to say. I think with that comes a lot of responsibility that you have to know what you're talking about. But I've always been surprised that, hey, I just met you day one. You gave me all the information that you have about your business. You gave me all the information you have about your personal life. And you trusted me to give you my input and what puts you guys into a better position. It's always kind of been surprising to me that people are just so open and willing to talk and willing to listen to what you have to say.
So John, what kinds of questions should a high school student ask themselves if they're thinking that finance in any capacity might be a good career for them?
So I think the first question is finance is always going to be tied to people. You're working with people's finances unless you're like a corporate accountant. But if it's a finance job where you're going to work with people, you have to ask yourself, first of all, do I like working with people? I'd like to be upfront that people can be a lot. People are needy. People need a lot of attention. And if you're someone who has a low tolerance for people, it's probably not the greatest career for you because that's all I do all day long is talk to people. I get phone calls from people 7 o'clock in the morning. I get phone calls from people 8 o'clock at night. So you have to really think about, do I like working with people? Secondly, do you mind speaking to people? If you're someone who's kind of shy and you're not very outgoing, you may want to think about that, or you may look at it as an opportunity. Hey, this could be something that helps me come out of my shell. This could be something that helps me be more outgoing. But if you're someone who wants to be around people and talk to people, it could be a great and fulfilling career. I would say finance is usually not a 9 to 5 job. So another great question that you want to ask yourself would be, is this something that I want to dedicate my time outside of 9 to 5? A lot of what can be tough is, especially when it comes to working with business owners, a lot of times they work the same hours that I work. So I have to kind of tweak my schedule. Maybe I have to be at a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning when my schedule says I'm here from 9 to 5. Just really being able to be flexible. Are you someone who needs a set schedule? And a lot of the finance jobs come with a lot of autonomy. So you have to be somewhat responsible. Sure, different companies are going to have different tracking systems and metrics of, hey, you need to spend X amount of time doing that, X amount of time doing this, and you have to put these reports in places. But are you somebody who can be responsible for what you're doing on a daily basis? My boss really isn't someone who's going to call me every day and say, hey, John, what'd you do? At the end of the quarter, though, my boss is going to look at all my numbers and say, hey, John, you did a really good job, or John, you did a really bad job, and we need to kind of manage your efficiencies as far as what is it that you're doing. So if you're someone who can really police yourself as far as, hey, this is what I'm doing and this is what I need to do to be successful, you can have great success in this field.
John, what's one piece of advice you would offer to students who are considering a career in finance?
So a great piece of advice, I got this from one of my professors when I was in college. He said to our whole class, at some point in your life, you're probably going to do a sales job. When I kind of thought that through as I got out of college and started looking for jobs, and I was like, no, I never want to do sales. I don't want to be a salesperson. It's not what I want to do. So many of today's jobs have at least a sales aspect to it. Maybe 100% commission sales isn't what's right for you. And maybe certain products to sell aren't what's right for you. But I would say the same advice that I got is, hey, at some point in your career, you're probably going to find yourself in a type of sales position. Embrace it, give it a chance. You'll never know how much you like it or how much you dislike it until you actually try it.
John, this has been really informative. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us.
Absolutely. You're very welcome.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!